Making from scratch meals for your family is hard work, but it's not impossible. And in today's video, I'm going to be meal prepping in preparation for my week of meal plans. So I've done an entire week of meal plans here, and this is something that I'm going to be rotating for an entire month. And then after that, I'm going to make a new meal plan for the next month and so on and so forth. This is kind of my new idea to stay on track with feeding my family from scratch meals that are healthy, and it's going to avoid running to the store last minute for those processed ingredients that are quick. In today's video, I'm going to be prepping some make-ahead dough for dinner rolls as well as pizza. And then I'm going to be making a soup broth for my beef and barley soup. I'm also going to be prepping a month's worth of Sunday roast dinners so that I don't have to worry about it. It's all ready to go. I'm also going to be making hamburger patties and just getting everything ready for the week ahead. I will have my entire meal plan down in the description box, so let's get into it. Some of the recipes that I'll be using in today's video come from my vintage cookbooks, and I'm writing down the recipes onto recipe cards for that old-fashioned touch. So I'm getting started with some refrigerator whole grain rolls. This recipe comes from the 1940s, and it's basically just a dough that you whip together, put in the fridge, and then you can use it within 24 hours or even longer. And I plan on using sourdough as well as regular yeast. So I'm cutting the yeast down to about a half a teaspoon into 2 cups of water, lukewarm, and then I'm adding about a half a cup of my sourdough starter. But to get started, we need to cream together a half a cup of butter and about a half a cup of sugar. And then to that, I'm adding my sourdough starter and then my yeast and water mixture. To that mixture, I have 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 3 cups of whole grain flour that I milled myself. And then we're just going to whip this all together. I'm letting it mix for about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm taking this refrigerator pizza dough out of the fridge that I made last week because this needs to get used up. After mixing, the dough is just going to go into an oiled bowl, and then I'm going to cover this, and it needs to be in the fridge for at least 24 hours before we use it. And this is going to be dinner rolls to go with my soup meal. There were quite a few recipes for refrigerator rolls. I think it was a popular thing back in the day. There we go. I just need to pop that into the fridge. And then the next thing I'm getting started with is some more pizza dough. And this is just one of my own recipes that I've kind of memorized over time. I'll have the recipe down below for you. And we're actually getting snow today, which is really unusual because we've had such spring-like weather. So that's kind of cozy and nice for my indoor day. So I decided to use my leftover pizza dough from last week and make it into little buns just to go with our dinner tonight. And I already used some of the pizza dough to make pizza, and this was just what I had left over. And then I'm making more pizza dough for the upcoming week. And I got this idea from another YouTube channel to make it and then just keep it in the fridge. And I love that idea so much. I think you could really use any pizza dough recipe that you want. And I'm just putting some oil into these deli containers, which I already had, but you could also use Ziploc bags or even just keep it in an oiled bowl. And I'm just reusing these containers again and again right now because I want to do Friday night pizza nights every single week. I'm just going to divide this dough in 3, pop it into those oiled deli containers, and then this is going to stay in my fridge all the way up until this upcoming Friday, and that's when I'll use them. Next, I'll be working with a lot of meat, which is why I wanted to get my bread recipes done first, just because there's going to be a lot of cleaning up after dealing with meat. So I wanted to do my dough first. And then the next thing I'm making is hamburger patties. And you guys, hamburgers are getting very expensive to buy pre-made. Around here where I live in Canada, it's between $15 and $20 for 6 to 8 frozen hamburger patties. And I've decided that making my own is not only economical, but I know exactly what I'm putting in them. So I've got some breadcrumbs, some egg, some seasonings, and I put a little bit of barbecue sauce in there. And I'm just going to mix this up using my mixer. And I just had this idea and I figured that this would be a lot easier than using my hands. This actually worked really great, and when I was done with all of this, I did wash it really thoroughly and sanitize using bleach, just to make sure that all of my tools are really clean for other things I need to do with them. I went and picked up this hamburger press from Walmart, and it was in the seasonal department with all of the barbecue stuff. And this made some really nice, thick hamburger patties. And I really wanted to get a press because I've made hamburgers a few times recently by hand, but it's just so handy to have a nice press. And what I need to do is pop these into the freezer before I seal them. I also had some leftover hamburger meat here, so I just decided to go ahead and make meatballs and freeze these as well, so that I would have these on hand for a surprise dinner when I just might need them. So I just thought this was a great use of the meat that I bought. These are going into my deep freeze for about an hour before I use my sealer to seal all of this, and then I'm going to keep it in the freezer upstairs for this week's meals. The next thing on my agenda is making a soup broth using a big chunk of beef, and there's a bone in it, for my beef and barley soup that I will be having on Tuesday. And I figured I could just make this ahead in my slow cooker and then just pop it into the fridge until I'm ready to use it. And I just added some onion, celery, carrot, a couple of bay leaves, and water. And this is just going to cook for several hours on my countertop. This whole rotating meal plan idea actually came to me from a viewer who left a comment helping me out because I had been struggling with coming up with meal ideas, and it just gets hard when you're cooking all the time. But I really feel like this meal plan is going to help me get my act together. The next thing I'm going to be working on here is my Sauerbraten roasts for dinner. And excuse me if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. But I have made Sauerbraten before and I absolutely love it. It's kind of a sweet and sour flavor. So I am using a liter of red wine vinegar and a liter of water. We're heating this up. And in the meantime, I have these 4 roasts, which actually came from one large pork loin roast that I bought, which is very economical. Now, traditionally, Sauerbraten would be made with either a beef roast or a pork roast. So I'm using this pork, and we're salting and peppering it thoroughly. And then I'm going to be putting these into my bags that go with my Weeknight sealer. And into the bags with the roasts, we're going to be including into each bag half a cup of sliced onion, 2 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and then the brine. I paid around $30 for the entire pork loin roast. And so these roasts will be under $10 each, which is very economical and is going to allow us to have a Sunday roast dinner for an entire month. I got this Weeknight vacuum chamber sealer machine from a sponsorship that I did back in, I believe, December, maybe November. And this is just such a fabulous tool. So I'm using it today for this project. But this is just going to be a really great thing for me to have in my arsenal when it comes to pre-made meals, as well as preserving the harvest. Three of these roasts will be going into my freezer, and then the other one will be staying in the fridge all week. These are supposed to sit in the fridge for 4 to 8 days to sort of do its thing and brine. And then you cook it up after that period, and you strain off the bay leaves and all the other stuff, and you use the brine to cook the roast in, and then you use it to make the gravy afterwards. And it's just so flavorful and delicious. And so I'm going to have one of these sitting in my fridge all week. And what you need to do is turn it every day so that it just gets brined evenly. But I'm not sure that I'll have to do that, considering that it'll be in these vacuum sealed bags. And the brine should really be sitting around the entire roast. Traditionally, though, they were just set in a bowl in your fridge, and you're supposed to flip the roast daily. And then when you go to cook up this roast, you'll be making the gravy out of the sauce. And traditionally, this is made with potato balls or potato dumplings, and then a vegetable on the side. And here is what my vacuum sealed roast looks like. And that's going to be in my fridge all week until next Sunday. All that's left to do now is vacuum seal my meatballs and my hamburgers, and then I'm pretty much done for my meal prep. Now, when you come up with a meal plan, just think about the things that are going to make your life so much easier to do ahead, and then kind of come up with a list of the things that you want to prep. I will have to do more prep throughout the week just for my soup that I'll be having on Saturday. And I might make homemade hamburger buns. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But for the most part, all of my prep is done. I really think doing this meal prep is going to allow me to have a successful week, especially as a busy mom and a working mom. And so this is just going to make my life so much easier. And I really hope that this encourages you if you are having trouble like me with staying on top of meals and cooking from scratch. And this is just going to be so much healthier for us than picking up frozen hamburgers or anything else that's pre-made at the store. One of my goals is to make all of my food from scratch, but that's asking a lot of myself, and so I give myself grace where I can. Right now, I'm not making homemade bread. I am buying store-bought bread, and I just look for the best bread and quality of bread for what my budget allows. And I also like to make homemade laundry soap, but right now I'm buying store-bought laundry soap because I simply don't have the time to do absolutely everything from scratch. And so I need to pick and choose what is worthy of my time. And so the things that I made today are definitely worthy of my time. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I share videos every week on homemaking, food from scratch, and life on our farm. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and I'll see you guys next week.